Hi, this is Ben Ivey, the fulfillment artist. And in this video, I'm going to teach you how to get better sleep and fall asleep faster. Now, sleep is a huge thing that we all have issues with, right? Sometimes we wake up early in the middle of the night, but how can we actually prime our environment so that we can actually get much better sleep? I've got 10 tips for you today, which are guaranteed to work. Right? And I fly all over the world in all different circumstances, from cold to hot to nice beds to crap beds, all over. And I'm telling you now, if you do these 10, you are guaranteed to have a good night's sleep. So let's go through them. Number 1, remove all screens 30 minutes before bed. Now, why is this so important? Because it's really bright light on your eyes. So if you are looking at a screen just before you go to bed, and most of us do this, let's face this, right? We look at our phones and then we go to sleep. But it's going to take you longer to go to sleep because your eyes are focusing on screens, and we look at our laptops and we watch movies. And it's actually not healthy for you and your eyes. And if you want to be able to get a good night's sleep, you've got to stop. I'm not saying an hour before, not 2 hours. Let's be realistic, right? But 30 minutes, right? Just get rid of it, put it away. Nothing major is going to happen. It's okay. Most of us are addicted to our phones, so just put it away and just see the difference that it's going to make. Number 2, exercise every day for at least 15 minutes. No, walking is not exercise. Okay, actually doing some sort of physical activity. Because what we found is that by doing exercise, it stimulates part of your mind, and you're actually going to get a better sleep because you're using more of your body instead of just being at this plateau of just doing a bit of work and just not feeling great. Exercise will help you sleep. So if you're not exercising regularly, this is something that you must do. And if you're not going to do it every day, at least do it 4 times a week, and you will notice a big difference in your health. Next, wake up and go to sleep at the same time. There are so many people that I know that have trouble sleeping, and they don't help themselves. They have erratic sleeping patterns. Sometimes they go to bed at 10, sometimes 12, sometimes 3. You're never going to get a really good night's sleep. Your body was created to have like a body clock to understand when to go to sleep, and it needs to know what to do. And if you're telling it to do all these different things, it's going to get very confusing, right? It's just like a child. When you're training a child and wanting a child to sleep through the night, you don't send it to bed at different times, right? You have a schedule. And even though this is simple to say, how many of us actually stick to a schedule? So it's important that you have a reminder on your phone, on your Fitbit, and it'll just say, 30 minutes, get ready for bed. Because it's a simple reminder that'll really help you move forward. Number 4, create an evening routine that you always have. Now, why is this so important? Because for us as humans, we have habitual patterns, and your body knows what to do. So when you start winding down and you go through a stage, when you brush your teeth, whether you read a book, whether you write gratitude, 3 wins of the day, whatever it is, when you start doing those things, it's going to become much easier for your body to understand that you need to go to sleep now, instead of you doing this and saying, I can't sleep, do that, do this, do this. So you've got to have that patience and that ability to work out an evening routine that works for you and then stick to it. And with all these tips I'm giving you, right, you don't need to do all of them, but do trial and error. Don't just look at it and say, oh, that was interesting. Like, actually implement some of the stuff that I'm asking you to do. Next, drink lots of water during the day. Okay, this is really important just for your mind to be stimulated in the day, and then you can start to wind down. And maybe you want to stop about 2 hours before going to bed. There's lots of people that I know that drink lots of water and then they have to go pee in the middle of the night. Like, what? No, don't do that, right? Instead, stop drinking water around, an hour, 2 hours before bed, and drink loads of water beforehand, like as soon as you get up as well. And you're going to be feeling very different. And for a lot of you may try this once and then say, oh, it didn't really work, right? You've got to do this consistently for a week and have that diligence and that persistence, and you'll notice these differences all start to add up, and they start to chunk up and make it easier and easier for you to have a better night's sleep and to fall asleep so much faster. Next, this is a great one. This is power nap during the day if you're tired. Now, what is a power nap? A power nap is 20 minutes of sleep that will just really help you move forward. And when is it important to do this? Life hits us, right? Sometimes we're going to have 24 hours of work, sometimes we'll have 10, sometimes we travel, sometimes we arrive early, sometimes we've got to work late, and you're going to be feeling tired in the day, right? If you can, right, have a power nap, 4, 5, 3, whatever it is, but only for 20 minutes. And that'll just help you move forward for the rest of the day instead of you feeling really tired, then getting into a bad pattern, right? So the best thing to do is to have a power nap in the day, right? And then get up at the same time, go to bed at the same time, and use power naps to help you if you're feeling tired. And then this is one of the best things to do. And honestly, it's awesome. You start having power naps for 20 minutes, you're going to feel incredible when you wake up. Next, don't eat after 7 p.m. Right? Let's say you go to bed at 9, 10, right? So roughly 3-4 hours before. Why? Because your body requires energy in order to break these things down. And if it sits in your stomach, you're not going to sleep as well. Okay, so it's better to just clear everything out, and then you're going to feel better before you go to bed. Next, this is really important. Dim the lights in your room. So some of us, we've got really bright lights in our room, right? So you've got to get a lamp, you've got to get something that is a much dimmer light. Okay, for example, for your laptop, get something called flux, and that'll really help just dim the lights slowly so that your eyes don't have this bright white light. And it's the same with all the lights everywhere, right? So just start to dim the lights, maybe an hour, half an hour, just before you go to bed. Next, turn off all the lights when you sleep. Okay, all the lights, make it dark. Don't have like flashing blue lights that are going to keep you awake. Like, there's no point in doing that. See if you can just sleep in pitch black. And if you can do that, I can't remember the exact, I think it's mitochondria, or there's something within the eye that are then stimulated when it's darkness to tell your brain to go to sleep. So, I know you can look that up, but in essence, right, make the room dark. And finally, number 10 is read a book at night. So why is this important? Because sometimes you can't sleep, right? Read a book. I'm telling you now, one of the best habits I ever got into was reading a book, reading it, and you get really tired, and then you close the book, and then you literally just nod off. And it's one of the best ways that I've found, and lots of people that I know who have tried and told me it's worked so well for them, is just reading a book before they go to bed, right? Not a really intense book, but just any sort of book. And that'll really help you move forward. So with these, I really hope that these tips help you, because sleep is so important for the human body. And with that, I want to say thank you for listening. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll speak to you very soon.